You need character to make it to the NHL.
But you need characters to make things a little more interesting.
Today we bring you some of the greatest all-star characters in NHL history.
Players that can make you smile or make your blood boil.
But always have you wondering, what's next?
Stand by for Sportsnet's NHL Countdown. Hey everybody, welcome to Sportsnet Countdown. I'm Evanka Osmak.
And I'm Reid, and today we're counting down the top characters to ever lace them up or maybe even step behind a bench in the National Hockey League.
Right, these are the guys who remind us that we don't live in a black and white world, maybe 50 shades of gray. Get your head out of the gutter. And hockey is not a black and white game either.
At the best of times, hockey players, they remember that going to the rink is supposed to be fun. And even though they're making some big bucks, they are essentially playing a kid's game.
And what do kids do sometimes? They have fun. They make you laugh. They also make us shake our heads sometimes. So do these guys. That's why we're recognizing the top characters in the game.
Number 25, Punch Imlach. George Imlach earned the nickname Punch as a player when, after being knocked out, he took a swing at his trainer upon regaining consciousness.
As a coach and GM, he's remembered both as a tyrant and as the man who brought 4 Stanley Cups to Toronto.
Number 24, Scott Hartnell.
Center now, laying it along the boards. Here's Hartnell busting in, scores! Oh, he did not have much to shoot at, but what was there, Hartnell found.
When a Pens fan brought a jersey to a game emblazoned with Scott Hartnell's number and the name Fart Smell, Hartnell signed the jersey to my biggest fan, your bud, Scott Fart Smell, and gave the fan his game-used stick. Number 23, Terry Sawchuk. Photographed for Life magazine in 1966, Sawchuk wore makeup simulating the injuries he sustained in his first 16 years in the NHL. He played most of his career without a mask, enduring more than 400 stitches, including 3 to his eyeball, before he started to wear a mask during the 62-63 season. Number 22, Max Talbot.
Number 2 coming down the wing. Max is in Pittsburgh and in the hockey world, the former 19.
Bill Guerin once described Talbot as someone who's never met a camera he didn't like.
Talbot's car commercial with Colby Armstrong has racked up more than 600,000 views on YouTube and was mocked by Jay Leno.
Number 21, Gilles Gratton. His NHL career now in the past, Gratton is comfortable admitting, I was the crazy goalie.
Gratton believed himself to be a reincarnated conquistador, worried about the position of the moon before games, and retired from hockey at age 24.
Number 20, Lanny McDonald.
Coming in at full. Goes like center net.
Sporting a mustache, Sports Illustrated once called as dense as a James Joyce novel, Lanny McDonald's upper lip has more than enough character on its own to qualify Lanny for this list. Number 19, Paul BESSONNETTE. With well over 500,000 followers, Paul BESSONNETTE currently goes by @BizNasty 2.0 on Twitter.
He recently took part in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, having water from a glacier dropped on him from a helicopter.
Number 18, JAROMIR JAGR. The early years of JAGR's NHL career coincided with the era of the mullet, and his hair became the stuff of legends. Asked about it during 2013 playoffs, JAGR predicted we haven't seen the last of the mullet in hockey, saying it's going to come back. Everything is just coming back. 10 years later, we'll see a lot of you guys with long hair.
Number 17, Ilya Bryzgalov. Ilya Bryzgalov was already known for his cryptic statements when HBO's 24/7 started filming the Philadelphia Flyers in 2011. In an interview with the filmmakers, Bryz spoke at length about the scale of the universe and the relatively minuscule size of the Milky Way in comparison, earning himself the nickname Universe.
He donned a goalie mask with Star Wars characters on it in 2013, but he was forced to change Yoda's lightsaber color after one game due to concerns that suggested the Jedi had turned to the dark side. Number 16, Ron Hextall. Before becoming the Flyers GM in 2014, Hextall was known for his time as a goaltender and for sometimes the violent turns he would take on ice.
The New York Times theorized that in an effort to throw his opponents off their games, Hextall wanted them to believe that he's a nut, an erratic crazy, and that his penchant for violence is a byproduct of his instability.
Oh, Hextall got it. Oh, no, he went after Hextall.
I love that we saw Gilles Gratton in our countdown at number 21. Fantastic goalie. He had one of the best masks ever. Some thought it was a lion. He says it was a tiger and it would growl at you like a cougar. But he says it wasn't a cougar.
Easy,
it was a tiger.
Kenny. Gratton was an original. He likely made more than a few members of the opposition. Maybe even his teammates say, "What were you thinking?" Speaking of that, it is time for What Were You Thinking?
David versus Goliath. Look at the size difference. Charles, get out of my way, you little mosquito. Been beaten up and dragged into the gutter, but here's another example of whether it's a player, the net. Fans reacting to what they've seen there. There's Kessel going down.
He's lost his steal. He can't get off.
Broken skate for Wilson. He's going to try to somehow get off the ice.
He's laughing at himself.
In his second NHL game, he's just trolling the bench. And gets a push finding from Chimera.
Here he is. They're pushing him right in. Cook and Morrow. And he can't get out.
All right, more characters are still to come on Sportsnet Countdown. So who's on the way? A couple of hints. We are going to clear the track, and maybe our ears will be plugged with a couple of Stanley Cup rings.
I think I follow. Do you follow? Well, come right back. We're counting down the biggest characters in the game on Sportsnet Countdown.
Hey, we're back on Sportsnet Countdown, and we are looking at the men who proved that hockey at its best is a game. A game with some funny ha-ha and some funny cringe kind of guys.
You love them. We love them sometimes. We're looking at the best characters in the game, so let's keep things rolling.
Number 15, Marc Bergevin. As a player, Marc Bergevin had a reputation as a prankster, allegedly devoting a second equipment bag to his props. Now GM of the Montreal Canadiens, Bergevin became an internet sensation for an overtime goal celebration, his moves becoming known as the Macarena, and used as the starting point for many an animated GIF.
Number 14, Chris Pronger. After each of the Philadelphia Flyers' losses to start the 2010 Stanley Cup Final, Pronger took the game puck off the ice before a Blackhawks player could nab it. After Game 2, Pronger told reporters the game puck from that night's Chicago win was in the garbage, where it belongs.
You have the rule book? I didn't know the winning team was allowed to keep the puck. And I don't know if you know this, but I picked up Game 1, too.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Number 13, Billy Smith.
Smith battling him all the way. Oh, there it is. As he skated by, Smith stuck his stick out and Ruff goes after him.
Billy Smith famously refused to participate in the handshake lines that follow a postseason series. After his Islanders defeated the Canucks to win the Stanley Cup in 1982, Smith skipped the handshake line and didn't appreciate the boos of Canucks fans. He told a reporter, "I won't sign autographs for the people in Vancouver because I think they're rude."
Number 12, Dave Schultz. Legendary enforcer Dave the Hammer Schultz had a softer side off the ice, recording a song titled The Penalty Box in the mid-70s.
That's nearly 8 full games in the box.
In it, Schultz sang, "I know I broke the rules, but rules are broken by fools. Baby, how long will you keep me in the penalty box?" Number 11, Jeremy Roenick. Roenick is always ready to speak his mind. During the 04-05 lockout, he told fans to kiss my ass. Later, narrowing his comments to cover only fans who blamed the players for the work stopping.
I was very harsh. I was very strong. But I'm sorry. I'm being a passionate person.
You're waiting for the action roll, you know, the high action. Wah!
Wow. Jeez.
Look out.
Hang on, though. Don't strain yourself, because we have one more. We have one more question.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, from Liam McHugh.
Wait, hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done yet.
Number 10, Maurice Richard. As noteworthy off the ice as on it, Maurice Richard had a riot named in his honor, refereed wrestling matches in his spare time, and he briefly gave up golf because his anger was too great for the game.
Well played. Is going off, likely for tripping, and the Boston Bruins once again.
Number 9, Patrick Waugh. Arguably the greatest goalie in the history of the league, Patrick Waugh once fought different Red Wings goaltenders in consecutive seasons.
Here we go! Oh yeah, baby! It's one on good center.
Taking on Mike Vernon in 1997 and Chris Osgood in 1998. As an NHL coach, his only victim to date has been a stanchion. That had the misfortune of being between him and Bruce Boudreau.
Number 8, Sean Avery.
Puck comes free and pokes high in the air, glove down, and a shot goes off an ankle. Backhand scores! Avery!
Sean Avery's tactics during the 2008 playoffs, ignoring the puck and facing Martin Brodeur while waving his arms and stick in an effort to screen the goalie, were banned by the NHL the next day with an amendment to the unsportsmanlike conduct rule, widely referred to as the Avery Rule. Number 7, Eddie Shack. They called him the Entertainer. Eddie Shack won 4 Stanley Cups with the Leafs, was the subject of the song Clear the Track, Here Comes Shack, and acted as pitchman for the Pop Shop, a popular discount soda. Mocked by opponents for his illiteracy, Shack has since worked to encourage school children to take education seriously.
Number 6, Ty Domi. Domi met Mark Wahlberg at a Funky Bunch concert in the late 80s. Since then, Domi has faced repeated challenges to fight Wahlberg. The Air Canada Centre was once proposed as a venue, and the two joined forces for an anti-bullying video in 2011.
I love that Eddie Shack was in our countdown, coming in at number 7. Eddie Shack, he was the entertainer, he was a great hockey player, and let's not forget, the man could act as well. He used to show up on the King of Kensington back in the day, so I know what the producers were thinking. The producers were thinking, Eddie, you can act.
Yeah, you were singing the theme song from King of Kensington. Go ahead, Kenny. Can you do it now?
King around without a fight.
All right, stop. What was he thinking? What were you thinking? That's our next segment.
Backside, Walmeister has it in his gates in front for Oshie. He takes a shot at it. The horn went off with a goal light prematurely here in the building. Has his helmet turned around backwards on his head. Well, that tells you about the forces at work in these
It just tells you the beating that these guys are taking.
It was a real treat. First class gentleman.
Got to be in there somewhere. Okay, dropped out of his pants. There you go.
I know it's the playoffs, but this is unbelievable. Here's the initial play. The skate breaks right there, I believe. Down he goes. And he gave up trying to skate.
He gave it 3 good chances, though. Oh, look who's here.
Mr. Bill. Oh, no. Bill's first beer. No, no. And he's in the way. Now watch this. Look out. Oh, boy.
Nobody knows where that puck is. Hossa looking for it. Might be in the paraphernalia. Oh, and it was.
All right, Osmak, one more break, and then it's time for the top 5 characters. Are you ready?
Let's get it out of the way. Break now. We'll be right back.
Nice.
We are back on Sportsnet Countdown. This is a fun episode. Am I right? Because we're talking about the characters in the game, or as I like to call Ken, has a unique personality.
Yeah, we've seen some unique personalities so far, Osmak. We've seen guys like Paul Bissonnette, Lanny McDonald, Jeremy Roenick, Patrick Roy. So let's keep it going and check out our top 5. Thanks for calling me unique.
Number 5, Mike Milbury. We can thank Mike Milbury for the height of the plexiglass in today's NHL arenas. During a post-game skirmish between the Bruins and Rangers in 1979, a Rangers fan struck Milbury's teammate Stan Jonathan with a rolled-up program, cutting his face.
In the brawl that followed, Milbury made his way into the stands, took possession of the fan's shoe,
and the worst thing I think I did was throw a shoe.
hit him with it, and then threw the shoe onto the ice.
By the way, see all those guys down below? They were throwing serious punches. They got nothing.
Number 4, Bobby Clarke. Late in the 74-75 season, Bobby Clarke told his goalie Bernie Perron, "Look, you're the one guy who can win the Stanley Cup for us. Do it, and I'll buy you a Jeep." Perron delivered with a Conn Smythe performance on the way to Philadelphia's 2nd consecutive Stanley Cup victory.
And Clarke came through with the Jeep. Orange and black with a denim interior. That's right, denim, as one assumes, was the style at the time. Number 3, Phil Esposito. During the 1972 Summit Series, Phil Esposito stepped forward and gave what sports journalist Red Fisher called one of the greatest post-game speeches ever delivered by an NHL player.
For the people across Canada, we tried. We gave it our best. And for the people that boo us, geez, all of us guys are really disheartened and we're disillusioned and we're disappointed in some of the people. We cannot believe the bad press we've got, the booing we've gotten in our own buildings. Some of our guys are really, really down in the dumps. We know we're trying, but hell, I mean, we're doing the best we can, and they got a good team, and let's face facts. But it doesn't mean that we're not giving it our 150%, because we certainly are.
In the years that followed, Esposito became just as well known for singing and dancing in commercials for items like Sassoon jeans.
And for singing the greatest hockey song of all time, Hockey Sock Rock, written by Alan Thicke. Espo on lead vocals singing, "You're my favorite chick, you're my first draft pick. Come on and do the Hockey Sock Rock." Number 2, Alex Ovechkin. Well known for his ability to pretend hockey sticks are on fire and to infuriate Don Cherry, Alex Ovechkin's Instagram feed is also worth a look for what Grantland calls its reliably shirtless exuberance.
Meanwhile, Ovechkin recently appeared in the music video for Katya Lel's Let Them Talk, doing a lot of staring and not much moving.
Over here comes Ovechkin through the middle. Ovechkin in on a Pavlik, scores! Alex Ovechkin.
Number 1, Tiger Williams. Most remember Tiger for his nearly 4,000 career NHL penalty minutes, more than any other player has ever tallied, and a record that will likely never be broken. But his contribution to goal celebrations shouldn't be overlooked.
In a visit to Maple Leaf Gardens after being traded by the Leafs to Vancouver, Tiger scored and then celebrated by putting his stick between his legs and riding it the length of the ice.
Look at Tiger Williams set up, and look at him go. Oh, that Tiger.
Tiger Williams comes in at number 1. He was number 1 on our list, but you know what? Maybe he wasn't number 1 on your list. This is such a debatable list. Love it. Why is your hand going up?
Because I don't think I agree with Tiger being number 1 on the list. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Am I going to get fired for saying that?
You may get fired for saying that.
All right, I'll keep my hand down. But if you don't agree, you think Tiger was a little too high or Eddie Shack was a little too low, you got to let us know.
Yeah, tweet away. Use the hashtag SN Countdown.
That is it for us today. Hopefully you enjoyed our look at the top characters in the game. I'm Evanka Osmak.
And I'm Ken Reid. See ya.